Hey yogis, welcome to the channel. My name is Alana and I'm a 22-year-old yoga teacher based in the state of Arizona for now, and I make free yoga videos here on YouTube every week, so if you're interested, be sure to subscribe down below. And for today's video, I will be guiding you through a slow yoga flow for better posture. So if you sit at a desk all day, or if you do any kind of hunching during your day, this flow is designed to help correct that. So if you have 2 blocks, have them handy, and if you don't have 2 blocks, that's okay. Just grab a towel or a blanket and roll it up into like this shape, and we'll be using it towards the end of class. But to begin, let's just come into a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. And place the hands on your knees, drawing the spine up through the crown of the head and relaxing the shoulders away from your ears. Bringing length and lift through the chest, slightly tucking the chin, and beginning to tune into your breath. Grounding down through your sits bones, and draw your awareness to your upper back. Just tune into how it's feeling today. Not judging, just taking note. On your next inhale, reach both arms up and overhead. Then exhale, bring your left hand to your right knee. Reach the right hand back and rest the fingertips down on the ground behind you, keeping the sits bones rooted facing forward and turning just your upper body to face the right. Feeling a nice twist here, beginning to open up through the body. Take one last deep inhale, chest rises, and exhale, release back through center. Inhale to bring the arms back overhead, and exhale to twist, right hand to the left knee, left hand behind, opening through the chest and upper body. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release back through center. And on your next inhale, reach both arms overhead. This time, cross the right elbow over the left. Maybe wrapping the arms once. If this is uncomfortable, you can just bring the left hand on the inside of this forearm. Or you can come into a double bind, wrapping at the wrist, coming into your variation of eagle arms. Making sure to sit up nice and tall, not rounding through your lower spine. Drawing the elbows away from the chest and breathing into the backs of the shoulders. Keeping your hips and lower body as it is. On an inhale, begin to lift through the elbows ever so slightly. And exhale to round forward, tucking the chin, drawing the elbows down towards the stomach. Inhale to rise back up, lifting the elbows. And exhale to round. One more. This time stay rounded forward, allowing the neck to completely release here. And inhale brings you back up. And exhale, release both arms out to your side, pressing your shoulder blades together like you're trying to squeeze a pencil behind you, opening through the chest. And exhale, cross the opposite elbow. Yeah, the left elbow over the right arm, coming onto the second side. Drawing the elbows away from the chest and stretching through the backs of the shoulders. Taking a few deep breaths in this pose before adding movement. Again, just taking notice of how this side feels. On your next inhale, lift the elbows up, rounding through the upper spine, bending through the upper back. And exhale, round forward, drawing the elbows down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. One more. Exhale to hold, folding down. Again, relaxing the neck completely. And inhale, slowly come back up. Exhale, release the arms out by your side one last time. Then bring the hands back to the knees, cross at the ankles, and come into all fours. From here, bring the knees and the legs together and just shift your hips back towards your heels. And if this is uncomfortable, you can slide a block or your towel or blanket between the hips. And begin to lower the forehead down towards the mat. Reach the arms back behind you. And again, if your forehead doesn't come to the mat, you can rest your forehead on a block. Just finding a comfortable position that you can relax into, allowing the shoulders to just hang heavy, being pushed down by gravity. If you had a block underneath your forehead, go ahead and remove it and grab onto your heels with your hands. So staying in that narrow-legged child's pose. And then slowly begin to lift the hips as you tilt the top of your head down towards the mat. So you don't want to be putting too much pressure onto the top of your head here. You want to keep that light and really just grab onto your heels with your hands, pulling into the backs of the shoulders. So this isn't about what you feel in the lower body, it's more about getting a sensation through the neck. And exhale, release the hips back down, and slowly come into all fours, moving at your own pace. And once you're here, just step the right foot in between the hands, moving into your low lunge. Finding a comfortable position in the lower body, stacking right knee over ankle before reaching the arms overhead. Now you can feel free to stay here or bend into the left elbow, bringing the left hand behind the neck between the shoulders, and bring the right hand to the left elbow. On an inhale, begin to lift through the chest, and then keeping the hips as they are, exhale, begin to tilt the upper body towards the right, stretching through the left side, left hip. Sometimes we forget how connected everything is in there, and that maybe some hip pain is adding on to the upper back pain. Inhale brings you back to center. And exhale, release the hands to frame the foot and slowly rock back onto that heel, pulling the toes towards the forehead, forehead towards the knee. Letting the head completely relax. Stretching through the backs of the hamstrings. Again, it's all connected. And then feel free to stay here or add on a twist. So bring a block into your left hand and reach the right arm up, drawing the right hip back into its socket so it's still aligned with the left. Noticing how that changes the stretch. Exhale to release and walk it back forward into your low lunge. And step the right foot back, coming back to all fours. And switching to the second side. So step the left foot in between the hands, coming into low lunge, stacking knee over ankle before reaching the arms overhead. Already beginning to tune into how this side is different. And feel free to stay here, or this time bend into the right elbow, right hand between the shoulder blades, left hand on the right elbow, and slowly begin to tilt upper body towards the left. Inhale back through center. Exhale, release the hands down. Rock back onto the left heel, drawing the left toes towards the forehead and relaxing the forehead towards the knee. Feel free to stay here or bring the block into your right hand and reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. Again, drawing the left hip back into its socket, keeping the left toes flexed. And exhale to release, walk it back forward, and step the left foot back, coming back to all fours. All right, for our next pose, we're going to keep the hips stacked over the knees. And if you don't have blocks, you can just walk your arms out, coming into a normal puppy pose, melting the chest down, keeping the hips lifted, and maybe resting the forehead on the mat. Or if you have 2 blocks, maybe play with a different variation, placing the blocks about shoulder width apart and bringing your elbows down onto the blocks. So bringing your hands to touch, and then keeping the hips over the knees, allow the forehead to just melt down between those blocks. Maybe noticing how this deepens the stretch, noticing where you feel it, and wherever you are, just breathing into the sensations. If you had the elbows bent, slowly begin to straighten, pressing into the hands, removing the blocks, and shifting forward onto your forearms, and extending your arms down by your sides. So laying face down, bringing your hands so that your thumbs are pointing down towards the ground, moving it into a locust variation. So we're going to take a few different variations and you can pick which one you want to stick with. So keeping the feet pressed down into the mat, pressing down through the hip bones. Inhale to lift the arms and the chest up off of the mat, keeping the chin tucked, still looking down at your mat. Exhale, slowly lower back down. And then feel free to take that variation again, or on the next inhale, press down through your hip bones and lift both the feet and the arms and the chest. Exhale to lower. Take that variation again, or interlace the hands behind the base of the spine. Inhale to lift, drawing the shoulders back. Exhale to lower. Taking that variation again, or coming into full locust pose, grabbing onto the insides of your ankles and pressing the feet into the hands, rotating the shoulders in, and exhale to release. From here, lower your right cheek down to the mat, allowing the body to melt down. Don't have a meltdown, but just let your body relax. Inhale brings your chin back through center. And exhale, second side, left cheek to the mat. And then inhale, bring the chin back through center. And bring your hands underneath your shoulders, press up into all fours. And this time take your knees wide, bringing the big toes to touch. Send your hips back towards your heels and walk the hands out in front of you, melting the forehead down into child's pose. And you can feel free to just stay here in a still child's pose if this is what your body needs today. Or if you want to add on a little bit of movement, kind of a spicy cat-cow. On an inhale, begin to lift up, rounding through your spine. Exhale, drop the belly, lift the chest and tailbone, press the hips back towards the heels, and lower the forehead back into child's pose. Inhale to lift, pressing the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. And exhale, begin to round and press it back. It doesn't matter how this looks for you, just tuning into how this feels through your spine. Noticing any kinks or crackles. Next exhale, go ahead and release back into your child's pose. Taking one full deep breath here, inhaling to fill the torso and the belly. Exhale to squeeze it all back out. On your next inhale, lift the forehead back up and cross both ankles off to one side, slowly lowering down into a seat. From here, extend both legs out long, drawing the toes towards the forehead to engage the legs. Inhale to reach the arms overhead, drawing up through the fingertips and the crown of the head, lengthening through the spine before folding forward, passively letting your hands rest on the sides of your calves. Letting the neck release here, but keeping the lower body engaged. And then inhale, slowly press back up and bend into the right knee. Cross the right foot over the left leg, and inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, begin to twist to the right, bringing the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh and placing the right hand behind you, keeping the hips facing forward as you twist your upper body towards the right. Exhale to release back through center and extend the right leg long, bend into the left knee and cross left foot over the right leg. Coming into the twist, inhale to reach the arms overhead and lengthen before exhaling to cross right elbow over the left knee. Again, just opening through the upper body here. Exhale to release back through center and extend both legs long and grab onto your blocks or your towel. So you want to bring the first block parallel to the back of your mat and the second block making a T underneath it. And if you just have a blanket or a towel, just, do the same thing, but like this. So whatever you got, go ahead and lower your back down onto the blocks, aligning the bottom of the first block with your bra strap, and align the second block under the base of the head. This might require a little bit of adjusting before you find a spot that's comfortable to hold. And you can release the arms down by your sides and either keep the legs long, or I like to bend into both knees, coming into a reclined butterfly position. But this is totally optional. This just helps to open through the hips a little bit more. Allowing your body to just melt down into these blocks. I'm saying meltdown a lot this class. Did work make you want to have a meltdown today? Maybe. But it doesn't matter. Just breathe in and exhale to let it all go. Maybe closing down your eyes and drawing your awareness back in. And if this feels good, you can feel free to stay in fish pose for your Shavasana. Or if you would like to come out, begin to tuck your chin in towards your chest as you press into the elbows to lift up off of your blocks. And just set them off to the side and lower down onto your back. Wherever you are, just resting into stillness, closing down the eyes, and drawing your awareness back to your upper spine, and just noticing how it feels now compared to the beginning of class. If your awareness starts to drift, just remind yourself to bring it back to your breath, noticing every rise and fall of your chest in Shavasana. Slowly begin to bring some movement back to your fingers and your toes, maybe rotating through the wrists and the ankles, before reaching the arms up and overhead. One final full body stretch before bending into both knees and rolling over onto your favorite side. Taking one final moment in stillness, keeping your eyes closed as you slowly press back up into a seat. You can place the hands on your knees or bring your hands through heart center. And taking 3 final grounding breaths together, in through the nose and exhale to sigh out the mouth in 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Slightly tucking the chin and thanking yourself for showing up and practicing today. Blinking your eyes back open and coming back to the room around you. Namaste. Thank you all for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, be sure to show me with your thumbs and let me know down in the comments, like, how did this feel for you? What would you like to see next? And I hope to see you again in my next video, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye guys!